In today's video, I'm going to be covering all the latest news, leaks, and speculation surrounding NBA 2K23. Now, in today's video, we got to talk about it because NBA 2K just dropped the gameplay trailer featuring Michael Jordan as the Legend Edition cover athlete. But the problem remains, will NBA 2K23 actually be a good game? Will defense actually matter? Will little Timmy, who's 13 and lives in Wisconsin, continue to zigzag left and right behind screens and shoot fading threes with no consequence over several defenders at a time? Will little Johnny, who's 15 and lives in Oklahoma, continue to drive to the paint and dunk the ball in my face as if I am not a grown man, 32 years old, 200 plus pounds with a big bank account, a wife, and a dog? I have a strong feeling that NBA 2K23 is going to be the greatest 2K of all time based off of all of the news and stuff that's coming out on social media, whether it be Twitter or YouTube, Reddit, whatever. But that could be a big fat lie. NBA 2K23 could just be a steaming pile of horse. But that's why you're here. So let's get into it. All right, so for the first bit of news, we got to talk about the NBA 2K23 Jordan challenges. So anybody that's ever played NBA 2K11, I know most of the younger crowd or younger generation has not played it, but the challenges are basically where you go in and you complete statistical milestones. So by the end of the challenge, you unlocked something in 2K11 at least. And I'm hoping that the way that they implement this in 2K23 is something similar, so that makes it actually worth playing. Because without that incentive to it, like most people are really hooked into my team or they're hooked in the park. Like for me, I'm a park player. I love playing the park. Or even if you love playing the rec, right? So putting this Jordan challenge in this game, that's not really going to move the needle in terms of people wanting to go and do it unless there's some sort of incentive in there. So this is pretty cool. NBA 2K23 is going to have an edition where you're going to be able to get NBA League Pass with it. So you're going to be able to buy the Michael Jordan edition with an NBA League Pass or something that'll come with it. Now, my only thing is what is the price point going to be on that? Is it going to be a discounted rate on the League Pass, or is it just going to be hey, if you buy NBA 2K, you can get the League Pass as well, and this should be $150. I remember when 2K was just $60 and you would just buy the game and then just buy your VC. And then they started doing these Legend Editions where they upped the price of the game and gave you an extra 100,000 VC, which who the hell does anything with 100,000 VC? You need way more than that to even max out a character. So you got to buy $100 for the game and you got to buy $100 worth of VC, which basically means that you bought the game twice, which is the reason why these sales are through the roof. But having a League Pass, this is a really cool thing that I'm glad that they're implementing, because this helps 2K in the long run in terms of its fan base. So one of the big reasons that I think that NBA 2K23 just might be one of the greatest 2Ks of all time, because if you look at NBA 2K11, a lot of people think that was the greatest 2K of all time, which it was until 2K15 came out. Because in my opinion, 2K15 was the greatest 2K of all time, especially from a my player standpoint. I prefer the game the way it was in 15, where you had to get open. Nobody could be next to you. You had to get the space. And if you didn't have the space, you were not going to be able to hit that shot. Deadeye wasn't going to kick in. They think 16 was the greatest 2K ever. And if you look at both of those games, Michael Jordan was on the cover of both of those games. 2K23 being on one of the covers, and you already got 2K11 and 16 as one of the covers that MJ was on. I think that this could be a very, very good sign that we are headed in the right direction in terms of how this game is gonna play out for 2K23. Hopefully we get fixed in 2K23 is defense. Now, a lot of times, other YouTubers have talked about this, people can't stand when you're playing defense and somebody is running in place into your body when you're trying to get clamps to activate. That's one of the most infuriating things ever. So not only are they running in place and you can't do anything about it, but you also can't steal the ball, because if you hit X, you get a foul. So hopefully that gets fixed. Now, I've said this on Twitter. One of the devs got sensitive about it, which I don't know why they're getting sensitive about it, because it's just the facts. They find ways to put all this other stuff into the game. I know it's not the devs who are calling the shots, but at some point in time, somebody's got to say, hey, we need to get this fixed. This needs to change in the game, because what it's doing is it's hindering us from being able to get as big as other games like a Fortnite, like a Call of Duty, like all these other games, just to kind of have a perspective of where we could go with NBA 2K23. I can't tell you how much of a bad idea it is, because people want crossplay in the game. There are people that are out there in the community that, whether they influencers or whether they just, everyday people, they're asking for crossplay to be in this game, and it's the dumbest idea ever. 2K can't even get the servers right, guys. They can't even handle us getting on the game from day one. Do you know how many times people get error coded? It's season 8 in 2K. They've had all year to fix this. Do you know how many times people get error coded sitting on the court? I'm talking about people with good internet like myself or other people. Good internet, good connections, everything's the way it's supposed to be, and you're still getting error coded in season 8 because of the goddamn ass guys. Like, let's stop talking about crossplay as a community. I understand why people want it. I think that the people in the community that are really pushing it, advocating for it, need to think really hard about whether or not, but something like crossplay actually killing the game, killing the franchise, because it could, because the company has proven that they can't handle it. And we know they're $1 billion company, they make this and that, blah, blah, blah. But hey, we also know that fish don't walk on water, right? You don't ask a fish to walk on water. You don't ask sheep to fly. And you don't ask cows to sing, okay? I know I sound like Shannon Sharp right now, but I'm just being honest with you. And with this being the thing that people are asking for, let's just move on. So, GTB Street asked, did you fix the paint defense and steals or no? And that is a question that a lot of people have been asking about in terms of 2K. Now, this is the thing, guys. 2K23 could have great paint defense. The way that the community continues to whine and gripe about paint defense is going to make this game to a point where getting to the basket is not going to be an option. Like, it's literally going to be, you learn how to left, right, zigzag, and shoot threes, or you just won't play the game at all. Because if you look at paint defense, right, I'm not saying that paint defense is perfect. Defense in general needs a huge, it just needs to be fixed. Especially if you're sitting there and then they run into your body and then they're running in you in place for 2 or 3 seconds. That's gotta stop. It's been 23 years, guys. Paint defense already got a huge buff. It's called a dunk meter, but they definitely need to fix steals. So we're not asking for a game where it's not fun. We want fun, but we want consistent counters. When you play NBA 2K, every time you hit the X button, you get the same jump shot every single time, on time, with the same timing. Why is it that someone can do the same dribble move in your face? You can read and react and know that they're going to do this dribble move, and they're dribbling into you, and you hit X and you get the foul. 2K has been making this game for 23 years, and the same thing keeps happening. And don't tell me you can't fix it. You've gone through the game and you fixed everything else. You've added a dunk meter to keep people from getting dunked on, or whining and crying and complaining about getting dunked on all the time. You've added a dunk meter to alley-oops and dunks to the point where people don't even run the lane anymore in next gen. Nobody runs the lane for lobs. Everybody flares out to the three. They don't even run the fast break properly. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. If you like the video, please drop a like. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications so you don't miss when I drop brand new videos of gameplay, and get all the latest NBA 2K23 news and the different conversations and stuff that are happening on social media. Until next time, my name is Air Samurai, and I'm out.